So here we are. We are ready to start working on week number 1. Week number 1 is where we start the processes of getting our load and separation going. This is going to be done in 3 pieces, and this practice session is going to have about 150 reps in it. Here's how we're going to do the drill. We're going to start really small and really slow. 25 reps of just getting the lead side load movement going, and we're going to get you comfortable with feeling your head move a little bit and getting your thigh to move a little bit with a little bit of what we call dynamic movement from the hips. So I want you to go ahead and take your setup, and I want you to grab a 7-iron or an 8-iron. You can do this with any club, really. In fact, I would actually encourage you guys to come back and do the drills with all the golf clubs further down the road. But I'm going to go ahead and take my setup, and I'm going to do these with the club flipped upside down. Now what we're going to do is we're going to take our right hand and just put it across our chest, okay? And we're going to start this movement by allowing our head and our thigh to move in the direction of the load line about 1 inch. But at that same time, we're going to turn our hip socket, which is pointed out in front of us, down towards our trail leg. So if you watch my trail knee and my trail hip, my trail knee moves into where the ball position is. And as I start to move slowly towards the load line, and I turn that hip down, okay, notice what my shoulders start to do. Okay, so you're going to see really slowly here, I'm going to start allowing my body to move towards the load line and turn my hip down. Okay, you can see that my head moved maybe about 1 inch or so. You can see that my thigh is now pushed up against that line. But if you look at it closer, by turning and shifting my hips, what it did to my shoulders. My lead shoulder has now worked down. So lead hip is down, lead shoulder is down. You've now just started the processes of getting your hips to shift and rotate, but you also started to get your shoulders to rotate perpendicular to your spine. If you've done 25 reps just like that, then you're ready for step number 2. Step number 2 is where we start to pick up the pace a little bit, but we're going to finish off our shoulder turn by turning from the correct area of the body. I don't want you turning from your shoulders. I want you turning from your guts, your rib cage here. I want you to feel like you're turning from your core as much as you possibly can. So let's go ahead and take our setup. We're going to knock out 25 very concentrated reps at a medium speed here, okay? So we're going to allow our body to move into the load line, turn the left hip and left knee down, keep turning our rib cage, okay? Keeping that right leg flexed. Now the feels have changed a little bit. I now feel upwards of 80 to 90% of my weight now underneath my right ankle because my body's turned over on that side. I feel a whole lot more core engagement, and I certainly feel a lot of stretch up my glutes here and back in my hamstring and my quad a little bit as well. Okay, those are the muscles that you want to stay connected to for the entire session. Okay, so small shift. Okay. The final step in this process is where we start turning up the gas to about 75 to 80% speed with both hands on the golf club with it turned the right way. And you don't want to lose connection to these movements because you're going to be doing a lot of hard work that can go by the wayside. You get what I'm saying? Let's get to step number 3. We're going to take the golf club and we're going to flip it over. And we're going to do some reps now at 75 to 80% speed. We're going to be staying connected to those same checkpoints, and we're going to be working in sets of 10. 10 reps took me about 35 to 45 seconds. It may take you a little bit longer, but we're going to be doing 10 sets of 10, and you want to take maybe a little 30 to a minute break, 30-second break to a minute break in between these sets, get some water and get refocused and come back in. Do not try to do all 100 reps standing over the golf ball. Now we've got ourselves a real load process in place here. We got something that we can build into. We have a lot of work to do this week. 1,000 reps is what I'm asking you to get done. It's about 150 reps a day. It will take you about 30 to 40 minutes to go through this protocol. But if you show up next week with the reps under your belt, then you're going to be ready to start stringing together your backswing and your downswing. You're going to start learning what it's like to start the downswing before the backswing is complete, which is pretty darn exciting, right? So many of you at home are getting lost in the abyss of the forums out there, like the recentering process. When am I supposed to go and how am I supposed to go? I'm going to help simplify that whole process for you. That's right. Remember, I'm here to help you. If you have any questions or comments, post that below. If you need help, you need a second pair of eyes on it, come over to the website, let myself or let Jace take a look at it. We will make sure that you're doing these things correctly as you start to go forward in the process. We'll see you guys next week. Make it a great week.